Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the Legendary Heroes number 48G Medic Pocahontas, which is a third-party company's version of your paradron medic, so we can have a comparison with that particular figure and see how she sizes up compared to some other third-party figures as well. So if we have a look at the packaging, we've got her there with Cyclonus on the front, and in the back, sorry, on the side we've got some actual product images, and on the back again we've got pretty much her. She's not a fan of Cyclonus, is she, at all? So as I start to open this up, a couple of things. First and foremost, need to thank Shozy, because that's where this came from. I'm going to leave a direct link in the description if you want to get one yourself. Two is to remind anybody who's not subscribed to this channel to hit that subscribe button for me now, please, because it really will help me out. And the other is to explain that this is called Pocahontas because Legendary Heroes are not licensed by Takara or Hasbro, so they can't use the official names. And that is also again why they're coming in huge plastic containers, whereas Hasbro can't do that anymore. So as you can see, packed in alternate mode. Lovely, I mean, tiny little vehicle. It's pretty much the same mold as Solus Prime, however just doesn't have the extra flap there, and indeed doesn't have the shoulder pads, so not as bad to transform. There is a transformation tutorial of her on this channel already, and there are the accessories. But for now, let's have a look at the alternate mode, which I'm sure you'll agree is really nice. That should be clipped down like so. It's pretty neat. Obviously you can tell that there's a robot on the underside there, but what they've seemed to have done is managed to nail all of this and get rid of, at the moment, what Hasbro keep bringing with the large kibbles. Now this is the Earthrise figure, which does have a big kibble, and of course the Studio Series 86 is a much smaller backpack, but I'll be showing you that one as well. The wheels are all independent, they do all go around, no issues with them whatsoever. To give you an idea of size, there is a Micromaster. She's only just a little bit bigger than your Earthrise Micromaster, and you know, a lot smaller than this. Is a very small, I don't even know, it probably is classed as a deluxe figure, but this is your more sort of standard deluxe figure. You can see there just how small she is. Now the other thing is, if you wanted to, you can attach the fists. I'm not going to be honest. When obviously we get her in robot mode, of course I'm going to be showing you the fists and how we can attach them. The other reason why I've uploaded a tutorial for the transformation and indeed not going to show it in this is because look at the instructions. Once again, my only gripe about these figures is the instructions are ridiculously hard to understand, and they only reprint, even though it's the same mold. This is just RCs, and this is slightly different, and of course the Solus Prime was very different. Not much more in honesty to say. I suppose I've got another deluxe figure just to give you an idea of the size. Tiny. What we're going to do then, we're going to come back, have a look at her in a robot mode, and that is of course how we're going to be displaying her. Okay, we're back, and as you can see, she's in a robot mode, and this is where Newage figures really come to their own. This is a fantastic robot mode. It looks spectacular. The detail on it is second to none. I'm going to show you that a lot more in a second, but first I want to show you the articulation. I've still not attached the fists. I'm going to show you that in a second. The head sculpt is beautiful. It's got full articulation. It will go all the way around. It will look up and down. The shoulders are on mini ball and socket joints, so they'll go all the way out to the side. They will rotate around until they're restricted by the backpack. As you bring it round, you can see you've got bicep flexion. There's going to be wrist swivel because we're going to attach the fists in a second. You've got pretty much what is like an ab crunch, where she's bending over. You've obviously got the waist swivel. The hips are on large ball and socket, so again they'll come all the way out to the side. Full splits, kick to the front, swivel underneath the hip, knee bend, ankle tilt and rock. Absolutely, again, why they get this name of mini masterpieces, because it is small, mini obviously, and you've got masterpiece scale, masterpiece articulation. Right, let's open this up, and of course, because you usually get things like this, an abundance of accessories that you can choose how you want to use and how you want to display. So as per usual, you always get at least 2 sets of hands with any of these figures. So we've got fists, which I'm going to attach first and foremost. Now funnily enough, this is over this is, I suppose, a really pedantic gripe. That fist is too big for the body, but the reason for that is it's so she can hold the weapon. If I was to put the normal hands in, just the open hands in, these scale, that's really tight. I think much better with the actual figure. Now obviously you can see what I mean there, but they need that, otherwise you're not going to be able to attach or put the gun in her hands at all. Now it also looks like we can pop some things if we wanted to into the side. I'm not too sure, in all honesty, what these are for, and you see that's the problem with these figures, because they don't come with instructions. You don't really know what everything is. We've definitely got the two guns, so that's obvious what we can do with that. This I'm not too sure. I'm going to find out though. There you go. It is. She's a medic, of course it is. That's really obvious as soon as I've seen it. I thought she's either poisoning Cyclonus there, because obviously at the one point she was going to shoot him. So if I go with the other hand, there we go. It looks like a ladle, and of course we can attach that into that fist there. Right, let me see if I can get this in. It is stiff, as I say. The backpack does sometimes come a little bit loose, but otherwise, look how small this is compared to, I think this was the Combiner Wars subscription service figure. So I mean, the difference there is absolutely insane. And funnily enough, we're going to have a look at 3 different backpacks now with all these. So when I spin these 2 around, this will be, yeah, this will be from, I think that's the Thrilling 30 mold. It definitely is. That's the Earthrise mold, and we're going to bring in the Studio Series 86 mold as well. So this is the one with the much smaller backpack, but again, I'm sure you'll agree, and again, it is impressive. The backpack for the Newage is indeed much smaller, and again, they did improve. Hasbro did improve massively with that over the Earthrise. And to be fair, as I say, the Thrilling 30 version wasn't too bad. That's more like for like there, I suppose. And it's again really interesting the fact that they've chosen, no, I would say not an obscure character, but you know, not a mainline one. Same as with the Solus Prime. I take my hat off to them, exactly the same as Takara, all of them. Any company that can get money out of the same mold all of the time, it's just brilliant. And again, people like us do keep buying them. I've just had a look at this. It looks like, can we combine the weapons? No, you're not supposed to. Sometimes you can do some crazy things with some of the figures. With these, not really. These are more for display. The transformation process isn't too bad. It does get easier the more you do it. There is a video, as I say, if you want to watch it. Let me bring up Newage Optimus so you can see that she scales perfectly with him. Magic Square's Trailbreaker is slightly different. Iron Factory is pretty much their own sort of scale. Not Iron Factory, Doctor Wu is pretty much their own scale, to be honest, whereas Iron Factory is more keeping in line with this particular set of figures. But if you don't collect any of these and this means nothing to you, let's bring in some figures that you're probably more familiar with, like a core class figure right there. In fact, let's bring in 2. So these are just slightly taller than standard core class figures, but again with a lot more articulation. And it's that old saying, you get what you pay for. So it's far more expensive, but you get far more articulation. Way smaller than your Earthspark figure. I've already, in fact, let's bring in Bumblebee for G1, Optimus from G1, and again for people who mainly only collect mainline figures, much smaller than them as well. Right, there you go. Hopefully I've done this figure a bit of justice anyhow. As I say, she does look good. It is a good use of the mold, and it's just one of them, I suppose, unique characters that it's nice that you're able to get. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. There's also a review of the other mold partner, as I say, which is Solus Prime, and I'm going to probably do my best to try and get the other ones as well. My only nitpick, if I'm being mega nitpicky, is the fists are too big. But again, if you're holding the weapons, it's not too bad. With the normal hands, they're absolutely fine. That's probably me I'm being way too picky, aren't I? Otherwise, great figure. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Take care.